At the beginning of the story, we see a widow named Sharon, who is 45 years old. A few months ago, when Sharon's husband was returning home at night, someone stabbed him to death. But till now, nothing has been known about the murderer. Sharon was completely broken in the grief of losing her husband. Sharon also has a son named Anthony, and he is also deeply saddened by the death of his father. This period was very difficult for Sharon, but she takes care of her son as well as her work. After the death of her husband, all kinds of excitement had ended from her life, and she was struggling with loneliness. Sharon also has a police officer friend who is investigating her husband's case. He comes to meet Sharon and assures her that he will soon find her husband's murderer. This officer knew Sharon since childhood because both of them studied in the same school, and he also likes Sharon. But Sharon considers him only as her good friend. On the other hand, Anthony is in college, but he is new in college and is also a bit shy by nature. Due to this, he is not able to make many friends. A boy troubles Anthony, then a boy named Dylan comes there who is 19 years old, and seeing him, that boy goes away from there. Dylan is attractive and smart in appearance, and due to his charismatic personality, people get attracted to him soon, and he is quite famous in college. At the same time, Anthony is seeing a girl in college whom he likes for a long time, but could never muster the courage to talk to her. Dylan notices this and goes to that girl and talks to her. Then he introduces that girl to Anthony. Anthony feels good talking to that girl. After some time, when Anthony is in the locker room, Dylan comes there. Anthony asks him, "Why are you helping me so much?" To this, Dylan replies that I have come to know that your father is not in this world. I know how difficult it is to live without a father because my father had ended his life. Now I live with my uncle. I can understand your pain. Gradually, both of them become good friends. One day, Anthony sits in Dylan's car and brings him to his house. Anthony introduces Dylan to his mother. Dylan looks at Sharon with strange eyes, which Sharon also feels. Then Anthony tells his mother that I have organized a pool party at my house where many of my classmates are going to come. At night, Anthony's classmates are having fun in the pool at his house where Dylan is also present. The girl whom Anthony liked has also come there. Anthony and that girl start talking to each other. Sharon feels good seeing her son happy for the first time after her husband's death. But Dylan is casting strange eyes at her, which she had no idea about. After a while, Dylan comes out of the pool and sneaks inside the house without wearing a shirt and enters Sharon's room. There he starts looking carefully at the family photo kept on a table. Then Sharon suddenly comes into the room, which shocks Dylan a bit. Sharon asks him what he is doing here. Dylan makes an excuse and says that he had to go to the bathroom, but he came here by mistake. Then he looks at Sharon and says that I know what it feels like to live without a husband, because my father is also no longer in this world. I miss him a lot. Sharon feels bad for Dylan after listening to him. After this, Dylan thanks him for letting her have a pool party and leaves from there. On the other hand, Dylan comes to know that Sharon wants to sell her second house because in this house, she is haunted by the memories of her husband. This house was gifted to her and Anthony by Sharon's husband. In the evening, Dylan goes to see that house with Sharon. There, Dylan tells Sharon that he lives with his uncle and his uncle wants to buy a house. Sharon starts showing him the house, and both of them start talking to each other. During the conversation, Sharon starts getting attracted towards Dylan, and Dylan also notices this. Here, Dylan also gets Anthony the number of the girl whom he liked very much. Anthony starts feeling that he has found a true friend. Dylan's visits to Anthony's house increase, and Sharon is also happy with his visits. The next day, when Sharon is in her office, she receives a mail which contains information about her old affair. Sharon panics after seeing this. She immediately tells her office secretary about this. Her secretary advises her to tell her police officer friend about this, because she has been getting such mails for the last few months, but Sharon does not want anyone to know about her old affair, so she does not tell anything to her officer friend. Here in college, Dylan tells Anthony that he should go on a date with that girl. Anthony musters up the courage to ask the girl out for dinner, and she agrees. At night, Dylan brings the girl to Anthony's house in his car. Dylan gets out of the car, and Anthony sits in the car and goes on a date with the girl. Before leaving, he thanks Dylan for giving him the car, and Dylan stays at home till Anthony comes. Sharon and Dylan are sitting inside the house and talking. Both share many things about each other. Sharon tells him that she feels that her husband did not care for her. Then Dylan tells her to tear the book written by her husband. Sharon does the same, which makes her feel good. Dylan does not let her feel lonely while talking to her. After some time, when Sharon is taking a shower, she feels that someone is watching her. Sharon sees that it is Dylan. She gets scared and asks, "What are you doing here?" Then Dylan takes off his clothes without saying anything and comes to Sharon and starts coming close to her. Sharon does not stop him, and both come close to each other, while Anthony has dinner with that girl in a restaurant, and then both stop the car at a place and kiss. After this, Anthony drops the girl at her home and then comes to his home. At home, Anthony tells Dylan that he had a good day with the girl. Then Dylan takes his car and goes home. Dylan's house is small and his lifestyle is just a show. He also borrows a car. Here it is revealed that Dylan used to send those mails and letters to Sharon. His becoming Anthony's friend was also a part of his big plan, for which he was waiting for a long time. The next day in college, the same boy teases the girl and says that you are dating Anthony. The girl does not answer this. Then that boy says that Anthony's friend Dylan is not a good boy. If you trust him, then if not, you can check the file kept in his office. Sharon is at her home when she gets a message from Dylan in which it is written that he wants to see her other house again. At night, Sharon goes to her other house where Dylan is waiting for her. Dylan comes to Sharon and both start kissing each other. Then we see that a car stops at a distance and someone from inside it starts making their video. Dylan and Sharon go to the room while kissing and come close. The next day, that girl comes to Anthony in college and shows him a video in which her mother and Dylan are kissing. That means last night she made the video from inside the car. She tells Anthony that I followed that boy's words and secretly saw Dylan's file in the office. Then I came to know that he is 21 years old and has left studies long ago. Then that girl tells that he called me to your other house last night where I saw your mother with him, but he called me intentionally so that I can see them together. Then that girl tells Anthony that she had called me to your other house last night where I saw your mother with him, but he called me intentionally so that I can see them together. She asks if that boy really stabbed Dylan. Hearing this, Anthony quietly leaves from there, and the girl also starts leaving, but then Dylan comes to her and snatches her phone. Then he saves the video of Sharon and him kissing in his phone. The girl angrily takes her phone and starts leaving, but Dylan follows her. Sharon is at home with her assistant. Then she comes to know that someone has uploaded the video of her and Dylan kissing online. Sharon gets upset seeing this. Then the doorbell of the house rings, and Sharon sees that her officer friend has come. He tells her that she has been removed from her husband's murder case because the case was not moving forward. Sharon tells him everything about her video with Dylan. She also tells him that she used to get many mails and letters about the affair earlier. The officer feels very bad after listening to Sharon and says that if you had told me all this earlier, then maybe I could have solved the case. The officer also feels bad knowing that she is doing all this with Dylan, because he loves her very much. Sharon apologizes to him, but he leaves in anger. Anthony is alone at home when he gets a message from that girl, and she invites him to Dylan's house. Anthony leaves on his bicycle and reaches Dylan's house and starts calling out, but the house is closed. Dylan comes from behind and attacks Anthony and makes him unconscious. Actually, Dylan had messaged Anthony from that girl's phone. Then he sends a message to Sharon from the same phone and writes that Anthony will stay at her house tonight. After some time, Sharon receives a mail which was sent from the same account from which mails were received earlier. In the mail, Sharon is called to meet at her other house. Sharon also tells this to her officer friend and takes the car and reaches the other house at night. There she sees a video playing on a big TV. Then Dylan comes from behind. Actually, Sharon once had an affair with a man, and that man was Dylan's father. But when everyone came to know about their affair, Dylan's father committed suicide out of shame. After this, Dylan's mother also died by drowning in a drunken state, due to which Dylan was left completely alone. Dylan considered Sharon responsible for this, so he befriended Anthony and came close to Sharon so that he could take revenge from her. After this, Dylan takes out a knife and tells that with this knife, I killed myself. Sharon gets very scared, but Dylan gives the knife in her hand and says that you will also have to take your life the way my father did. He further says that I have caught Anthony, and if you do not kill yourself, then I will kill him. Sharon does not listen to Dylan and attacks his leg with the knife and starts running, but Dylan has already run away from there. Now Sharon and the officer friend go to Dylan's house to find Anthony, but no one is found there. Then they start looking for him in the nearby forest. In the same forest, Anthony and that boy are tied with a net. After a lot of hard work, both of them pull the rope and open it. Meanwhile, Sharon and the officer also keep moving forward in the forest, but the officer gets tired and stops, but suddenly Dylan comes from behind and attacks him with a knife, due to which he gets injured and falls down. Dylan takes the gun and goes to Sharon and points the gun at her. Then Anthony comes in between. Dylan angrily says, "Go away! Go! Your mother is responsible for my father's death." Then the girl attacks Dylan from behind. Now everyone starts fighting with Dylan. Sharon hits Dylan on the head with a gun and makes him unconscious. She is about to shoot him, but Anthony stops her and says that the law will punish him. Sharon agrees to Anthony. After a few months, Sharon is shown dating her officer friend, whereas Anthony has forgiven his mother, and their relationship is getting better again. And the movie ends here.